Cole Kelleher's in the chat. Who else is lingering back there, wandering around, just watching, lurking? About ready to get going. Checking that mic, checking that mic. C is for cookie. That's good enough for me. Let's chop it up. Waiting for that camera. 3, 2, there I am. What's going on, Chiefs Kingdom? It's Wednesday night. Chiefs Chat Live is back. It's your host with the most, the lost Kelsey brother, most likely to play Jason Kelsey in a movie. Yours truly, Thunder Dan. Big news. Expected news, if you were listening to my show. If you're listening to a couple other pundits out there, a lot of people didn't want to see it happen. I didn't want to see it happen. I expected it to happen. Rooting for both sides. I think it's a win-win deal. Burying the lead. Everybody knows what's up. Welcome to Chiefs Chat on this Wednesday night. The Chiefs have traded Trent McDuffie. Now, there are a lot of corners on the team. He's arguably the best one, at least the most accomplished. A lot of people would say that maybe Noah Williams was going to unseat him this year. Who knows? We're going to find out. Will Jalen Watson stick around? Will they pay him $15 million a year? I don't know. Maybe. It's probably half what Trent's going to get. Maybe they won't. They've got a history of not paying corners. It's okay because they keep restocking them and they keep trusting themselves. And here's the long and the short of it. Before I get into all the nitty-gritty details of stuff, I'm going to look at Cole's message in a second. I'm going to go ahead and trust the brass who've brought us to 5 Super Bowls. When before that, 0 Super Bowls in my lifetime. And 3 of those 5 are wins. So let's give them a little grace. Let's give them a little chance to show us what they're going to do with those picks. What did they get? In case you're under a rock and you don't have radio, internet, smoke signals, you don't know what the trade was all about, Trent McDuffie is going to the Los Angeles Rams, who needed corner help, for sure. And in return, the Kansas City Chiefs are getting the 29th pick in the first round, a 5th-round pick and a 6th-round pick this year, and a 3rd-round pick in 2027 next year. It's a pretty good haul. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good haul. As Nick Wright mentioned on his show, it's about 80-85% of what we got for Tyreek Hill. Again, another player, not named Patrick Mahomes, who thought he was going to get $30 million a year from this team. It's a lot of money to allocate to one player, which is going to bring up another player later in the show. We've talked about this too. It's another thing. It's another hit that might keep coming. The kits might keep coming now. We let go of Jawan Taylor. Finally, released him. I guess we were trying to get a trade. Now somebody else is going to be able to negotiate with him and not pay him what we were going to pay him. So that's probably why we couldn't trade him. I kind of thought that Jawan Taylor might go to the Rams because they're going to need a replacement for Rob Havenstein. And no one got away with false starts in the league more than Rob Havenstein. No offense, Rob. I really started noticing on one Monday night game when I was freezing my butt off on a cold, damp night in Los Angeles in an end zone seat, watching a game that had more than 100 points scored in it, and up to and including a touchdown run by Jared Goff, which is part of the deciding factor of the game. He'd been going false starting all night, starting early. He was 2 steps into a kick slide before the ball got snapped on that touchdown by Goff. I reviewed it last year to look at it again to show people, and there was like 3 holds on the play as well. No flags. Rams score. The Rams were winning that game. Clete Blakeman had decided it was happening. That's my feeling on it. Argue if you will. Come at me, bro. But here we are. Jawan Taylor, thank you, champ, for your service. He's going to be finding a new club. Trent McDuffie, thank you, champ, for your service. We're going to review some tape on them tonight. And I also have a little surprise for you. I am a firm believer in the movie Draft Day and the message with Kevin Costner that he had in his little pocket. And Brett Veach did the same thing with Patrick Mahomes. And I believe there should be another note this year. Okay? And I'll share it with you in a little bit. But just in case my note gets ignored or there's nothing we can do, because we're not picking first overall, you don't have carte blanche to say who you want to take. You do have to work with other teams, possibly. But in case we don't get a guy I want, I have got 3 or 4 other players to look at. 3 players and two players, let's say, and 1 judge's exception, where it could be a guy that we get later in the draft and have a second of his position. I'm excited to share that with you guys, but let's look at, first of all, the 1 year when Trent McDuffie, I know people are sad, people are sourpusses. It should be a celebration. I'm not drinking, I'm off sugar right now. So I'm gonna have a little sparkling water in his honor. Here's to Trent. Here's to Jawan. Goodness knows I need it for my throat. Let's celebrate that he was here, that he was one of our guys, that he was an awesome player for us. And let's watch some tape. Let's watch the 1 year he got inducted into the top 100, the NFL top 100. We're going to look at that tape. We're going to look at that little broadcast real quick, and let's just check him out.
He has heart. He's scrappy, and he has great feet as well.
This is from the 2024 season, going into 25, obviously.
He's a baller.
What's that? Winston throws over the middle. Trent McDuffie able to knock it incomplete.
In his first 3 seasons, Trent McDuffie has established himself as one of the most reliable cornerbacks in the NFL.
Brought down by McDuffie, one of the best in the league.
Hey man, that's how you play. Let's work, baby. I like that, dude.
He's been
I love this tackling ability and his ability against Jamar Chase was fun to watch.
incredibly durable as well. McDuffie hasn't missed a single start due to injury, sitting out only regular season finales in 2023 and 2024.
Best ability there is, durability. He was durable for us. Last year he got hurt.
Knocked away by Trent McDuffie, denying Chase.
He a lockdown corner in his league. They move him around. He in the slot. He outside, so McDuffie kind of can do everything.
That's high praise coming from Derwin James. Division rival, one of the best at his position.
For most of his first 3 seasons, he had done everything.
Nah, no, I ain't hearing it, bro.
Well, okay. Almost everything. The 5'11", 193-pound corner has had plenty of chances to demonstrate his physicality and tackling skills.
Trent McDuffie, one of the more physical players in the NFL, not just at the cornerback position.
Dude's a dog, man. He's a playmaker. He's aggressive. He gonna compete with you all the way through the catch point. There's no slack in his game.
Collins on the outside, and he's wrapped up. McDuffie with the big play. You've got a blocker out there, but McDuffie
Did well against Nico Collins.
defeats the block and tackles Collins for a very short gain.
Excellent effort there from McDuffie, just recognizing what Houston is trying to do.
Like stuff like that, like early on, like trying to block him, and he's still got to get through. He gets one arm around the leg of a tall, strong receiver. Like you're gonna miss that if you don't replace it. But Noel Williams is a great tackler too.
And making the open field play.
Don't get me wrong, you need more than one corner. We've got a couple of guys that are looking pretty nice right now, and there's some guys in this draft that could be answers to some problems.
Now Wilson will throw it in the right flat. It's caught by Freiermuth, but he's taken down. Now the ball's out! McDuffie got the ball out. Kansas City's got the ball.
McDuffie has also put his sticky and aggressive coverage skills on full display.
They do a lot of press, so I think he's really aggressive at the press point, get his hands on receivers, and is really disruptive in the very beginning.
After 7 pass breakups in each of his first 2 seasons, he increased that number to 13 in 2024, catapulting to his debut on the top 100.
Really good coverage here by Trent McDuffie.
He definitely.
It's a lot of knockdowns. It's a lot of knockdowns. I'm interested to find out how we use all the draft capital we got from the Rams. I think we're going to take some players with some of it, and I think we're going to use some of it possibly to trade up in the first round because we might have to. As I've been saying on the show, there's a certain player in a certain position. He's a premium guy. He's in a tier all by himself. And if we want to get him, we might have to go up 4 or 5 spots, depending on who you listen to. Maybe 6, but if we have to go up 6, that team's not going to trade because they want that guy. That's why they're in the mix too. Do we know for sure which overall picks we got from the Rams in terms of the 5th and 6th rounders? I can tell you in a second.
He challenges guys the right way and plays the game the right way with the right intensity.
And yet, one number on McDuffie's career resume stood out deep into the 2024 season. 0.
The only thing he has not done in this league, get an interception. It's amazing.
You're missing the highlights.
Watching him, I would want him to get some more interceptions.
This league,
2024 season. 0.
the only thing he has not done in this league, get an interception.
And that's a big deal. That's a big deal. 0 interceptions at that point. When you want to be the highest paid cornerback in the league, and your first 3 years you go donut. Well, first 2 and most of the third.
Amazing.
Watching him, I would want him to get some more interceptions, and I know he feels the same way.
Give me one.
In his 48th game, pick.
Listen to that again.
Give me one.
In his 48th game, pick.
In his 48th game as a pro. That's when he got his first pick. 48 games.
Number 1 finally came, and it was a doozy.
Intercepted! Trent McDuffie! Deuce finally gets one!
McDuffie has the wherewithal to get his head back around, find the football, and stay in bounds. Even gets a face mask from Woods at the end.
The wait for number 2 was just 6 days.
Jump pass intercepted! Trent McDuffie waits 3 years to get 1. He waits 1 week to get 2.
And when that happened, I remember when that happened, I'll tell you, I thought, okay, he was a bit of a ball hawk in college. I thought now this is going to be, it's going to start coming in bunches. I thought he's developed his game. He's come a long way. He's becoming one of the premier guys, definitely on our team, him and Ladarius Sneed together. I'm like, now he's going to start getting interceptions. That didn't really happen.
You know, he's had to play the position. He's done it at a high level. So really good with his feet, his hands, all around good corner.
And I mean, you can be a great corner and not get a lot of turnovers, but you're not going to be considered the best if you're not getting turnovers. Just writing myself a little note for you for later. And 3, 2, 1. Got it. So that was the conundrum that we were in. It was you're going to pay him top dollar. He's going to be paid like one of the best corners in the league. Came off an injury last year, and to be fair, as great as he's been at times, Thanksgiving for the whole world to see, everybody watching, kind of got punked by the Cowboys receivers. That goes into the old deal bank in the back of the brain for the GMs, at least for the GM on the team that was coaching them. And it's like he's not gonna be Ladarius Sneed shutting down Tyreek Hill for the complete game in the playoffs against Miami. He's not that guy. He did that against Jamar Chase in a game in the sunny weather, and that's nice. I think he was extra physical. He got away with some tugs, which we don't usually get with our corners, but he got away with some of that. But he wasn't afraid to be physical with them, which was great. But they tried that with the Cowboys. We got flagged every time we tried to put hands on them. And when they didn't put hands on him, he wasn't big enough for long enough to box them out because there's just long guys. And that's a struggle. And that doesn't mean we're going to get somebody that's going to replace him right away that can do it. Now, Cole's asking about the draft picks. And if I go into the simulator here, Let me go ahead and do this one. I think that's the one PFSN will show me. Wonder if it's already updated them. Let me just check this out real quick. 7 rounds. I can just go in there. I'll show you guys. You guys can see what I'm doing. If I go to my picks, yeah. So it's already showing them. So there's 9, 29, 40, 74, 109, 147, 168, 177, 210. I think, which ones are new? Let me see here. Chiefs, draft picks. I'll let you know which numbers are the new ones. 2026. So, go deeper AI. AI has been pretty good. I did some jersey mock-ups. I might show you those later as well. So 29 we got from the Rams. We got number 168 from the Rams, and we got number 210 from the Rams. Those are confirmed. And we have a projected compensatory pick for the loss of Treshaun Wharton at 177. So we'll see. But 2 firsts, a second, a third, a fourth, 3 fifths. That's a nice meaty part of the draft, and a 6th round. We don't have any 7th rounders right now. So, and of course, this says the trade, obviously, number 29, it's 168, 210, and a 3rd pick next year, 3rd round pick. The Chiefs' original 6th round pick was traded to the New England Patriots in 2024 as part of the deal for linebacker Josh Uche, which was a waste. Didn't really work out for us. Early mock drafts, team reports suggest the Chiefs will prioritize edge rushers Reuben Bain, wide receiver Colonel Tate, and running back Jeremiah Love to rebuild the roster. Be lucky to only get one of those guys if we get any of them. There's been some drafts where, they're gone. They're gone right away. Let's take a look and see what's going on already in this one. That was just starting on its own. So there goes Reuben Bain. Number 3, Carnell Tate. David Bailey, we like. Arval Reese, we like. Caleb Lomu, we're not worried about that one. We're not worried about Fernando Mendoza. Resume the draft. Sonny Styles, it's a nice player. He's gone. One more team before us. This is the one. This is the hiccup right here. This is a team we definitely have to get over. I've mentioned before in the show, Quinshawn Junkins' leg recovery is had a setback. So they might go get Jeremiah Love. The Titans, Tony Pollard's got 4 straight seasons with 1,000 yards, just a little over 1,000. They might want to get his heir apparent because he's 29 years old. And the Cardinals are the wild card. Cardinals have both of their starting running back, James Conner, and their backup, Trey Benson, coming back off season-ending injuries last year. And James is in his 30s, so they could very easily take Jeremiah Love right there. But they have a lot more needs than that, and they need help on the O-line. Do they really want to put a key stud running back behind their decimated O-line and get after it, or do they think they have the answers to rehabilitate and repair that O-line? Maybe they do. I don't know. But in this draft, they didn't take him. So let's see what happens here. I'll play it out for you guys and see what happens. If they take him, we'll go from there. Kenyon Sadiq. If this happens, first of all, before I move on, Kenyon Sadiq, combine numbers are in. I thought he'd be shorter. He's about the same size as Vernon Davis and faster. A little bit, teeny tiny, smidgen bit faster. If that's the case, I mean, he wouldn't be horrible. He wouldn't be a horrible selection. But not there, not that high for us. I don't believe that's that big of a need compared to running back, compared to edge, compared to a stud wide receiver. But let's take a look what happens when we take Mr. Jeremiah Love, because I would be running the card up there. Reject. If we had not gotten him, I might have traded down. So we take him, let the draft continue on its merry way, and see what we come up with. So I did one draft earlier where he was taken before us, and I traded back. I got offered a trade to go back. I went down to 19. I got Akeem Mesidor from Miami, who's a stud. I like him better than Bain. A lot of people love Bain. I'm sure he's a great player. I see more juice in Mesidor's game. Both powerful guys. He outstatted Mesidor both years, last 2 years. More sacks, more tackles. They're on the same line. So they definitely helped each other. But it's not a case of, well, he only did well because Bain did. No, you can't say that because you could say it the other way around, conversely. I think they're both good edges, and I think they were competing with each other, and he outjuiced him a little bit. So I'm going to reject those trades. I'm just going to stand pat in this draft. Okay, so if we get here, we have this situation right now. Possibly going corner. Rodriguez is tempting. He's a nice linebacker, especially if we let Drew Holiday go or Drew Tranquil go. I had one draft where I took Denzel Boston. So now remember, we have this pick right here. And we pick again right there. 29 and 40. Not too far apart at all. So I'm going to go ahead and take. I'm going to go big D line. I'm going to give Chris Jones some help if we, restructure Chris's contract, because that's got to happen. Who would you guys rather take? Would you rather take Cade McDonald or Lee Hunter? Because I like Lee Hunter a lot too. He's a big boy. He was fun to watch at the combine. He's from Patrick's alma mater, Texas Tech. But then you got Cade McDonald, who's a big old beast from Ohio State. He's rated higher. Let's just go ahead and take him. I like both their tapes, but we'll take him just for fun. We'll see what happens. Now, I almost wanted to take Lee Hunter just because then we could have 2 Texas Tech Red Raiders, because I'm going to turn around and take his teammate right here. Or I could take another weapon. Or I could take an edge. We got running back. We got D tackle. I'm helping Chris Jones out. We're going to take Malachi Lawrence at a UCF. Let's see how this goes. Got a couple players there I like. Let's see how this plays out. We're at 63, 64. We lost the safety I like. Kamari Ramsey from USC is gone. Just lost Mike Washington to the Texans. Oof. That's a big one. So we'll reject that. And let me see here. How many we got? All 1, 2, 3, 4. My picks. I'm going to go ahead and draft because I don't want to lose this guy right here. I like this guy a lot. So far we've gone running back, D tackle, edge. I'm going to go ahead and take Jacoby Lane. Long, lanky, one-handed stab guy out of USC. I like him better than Mekhi Lemon. And I'll tell you why. Before I pick, I'll take him first, and then I'll let it pick while I talk to you. I like Jacoby Lane better because he's tall. Neither one of them ran, so I don't know what their 40 times are, but they both look fast. But he's like 6'4", long arms, can make crazy one-handed grabs. And when they interviewed, there wasn't the same. I like intelligent players. I don't like guys that talk like they got marbles in their mouth, or like they're not educated, or they don't care enough to focus on learning. That's an indicator of work ethic. You can be naturally gifted at something and not driven. I've seen it. In semi-pro levels, I've seen it. In college, I saw it. Guys that you like, if you just had a little more juice in your heart to get after it, you could be so great, and they just kind of don't ever go there. That was one concern I had. Then I saw him answering questions, and I was like, all I could hear in the back of my head was, I was going to do the combine, but then I got high. I was going to answer a few questions, but then I got high. And I'm not saying he was or wasn't. I don't know. But he sounded like a space cadet. He sounded like he was 4 puffs in a big fat spliff. So that concerned me. And then he was interviewed, and they said, who would you want to play with? And they said, well, I don't want to. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't want to say. I want to. Let's just give us like a top 3. Who are like 3 quarterbacks? You don't feel like narrow it down to one. Oh, okay. He picked 3 guys. None of them were named Patrick Mahomes. I'm done. I'm good. If you don't have Patrick Mahomes in your top 3 quarterbacks you want to play with, you don't need to be a Chief. I question your ability to assess talented football if you don't think he's a top 3 quarterback in the NFL. So give me Jacoby Lane. That's me. You can decide for yourself if that's crazy or not. Okay, we're back on the board. We're going to go ahead and take this big boy right here, 6'8", 323. Started over 40 games in his college career. Swing tackle, at the very least, profiles as a stellar swing tackle candidate. People are worried about us having offensive line depth. I want to protect Patrick Mahomes. I'm taking Caleb Tiernan from Northwestern. Now, I'm not even looking at who else is there. That's what I'm getting. Just based on stuff I've looked at before. Tape and just size and potential and what our coaches can do with these guys. So far we've got Jeremiah Love. We've got Cade McDonald, T-tackle at Ohio State. We got Malachi Lawrence out of UCF. We got Jacoby Lane, big, tall wide receiver, USC. And we got Caleb Tiernan, all 6'8" of them, 328 pounds, possibly protecting the right side. We'll see what happens there. We've got some guys there that are going to be battling it out in camp for sure. Oh, let it happen. Let it happen. Oh, it happened. Okay. So in the world of not wanting to have everybody be shrimps that Patrick's thrown to in this newfangled receiving core, we're going to double dip. I'm going to go get big old Malachi Fields, 6'4", 218. This dude can ball. He can ball. He had averaged over 17 yards per reception, minuscule 1.6% drop rate, earned respectable PFS and wide receiver impact score. Big boy, long arms, makes his money as a contact brawler, contested catch presence first, and a separator second. Senior Bowl showing boosted his stock across the industry. But even there, his best play was a diving downfield catch in a high variance situation. With his build, Fields brings questions regarding his max level athleticism, vertical speed. I don't care. I watch tape. This dude can play. This dude can play. And we're getting him 147th. And we're getting another weapon for Patrick Mahomes. So right now we've got 2 wide receivers, big long dudes that can make crazy one-handed catches, and a running back that's the cream of the crop, as well as an offensive lineman. And we've got 2 defenders. So we're going to go back to the defensive side probably next, if the right guy's there. And there's a couple of guys there that could be interesting. We've gone edge. We've gone D-tackle. We need DBs. We just traded one. A good one. And I'm going to go ahead and get 6'1", 196-pound, taller and longer than Trent, Dalen Everett out of Georgia, who are a football factory right now. That kid's a baller. Plays just down the road for me. He's real. He's got a lot of potential. We're picking again right away. We're not trading. Reject. Get off my screen, bruh. Ooh. He's undersized for what Spags likes, but he could play linebacker too. 6'3", 239. He's considered an edge because he started pass rushing last year and he was really, really good at it. This kid's big, long body, BJ Payne. I don't know enough about Kansas State's safety. If you guys know, let me know. I'll tell you this. I would like to take... So there's no information on him either. I would like to take Romello Height just because, I think he's got some really nice tools. But just for the sake of, we need to keep this real, we need to have an effective team, I'm going to go ahead and take safety because we need safety help. And he's a talented player. We're cruising on through the draft, cruising down the road. Keep on going. Come on. I don't know what happened to my voice. It was fine earlier. Must be getting tired or old or both. What do we got? Next pick is number 210. That's going to be our last pick. It's a free shot. Take whoever we want. Okay. Don't know a lot about him. So I like this guy's size. I wouldn't mind him having a little more sand in the pants, but I think he's been climbing the boards a little bit. Mason Rieger, defensive end out of Wisconsin. We're going to go ahead and take him because they've had some really good D-line defenders come out of Wisconsin. Ndamukong Suh, J.J. Watt. You know, a few good studs coming out of there. We're going to go ahead and take him, Mason Rieger, and give the Spags another edge to play with. So we finish up with Jeremiah Love, Cade McDonald, D-tackle, Ohio State champion. Malachi Lawrence, edge out of UCF, speed and length. Jacoby Lane, speed, length, great hands, wide receiver of USC. Caleb Tiernan, 6'8", 328-pound monster for our swing tackle. Malachi Fields, another weapon downfield from Notre Dame for Patrick Mahomes to throw the ball to because we need those. Dalen Everett, a long, lanky, fast, talented corner out of Georgia. VJ Payne, a tall, solid safety out of Kansas State to give us some depth. And finally, last but not least, Mason Rieger, defensive end, Wisconsin. This draft's almost done. And there we go. There's your draft for this episode of the show. That dog can hunt. I would take that in a heartbeat. I'd be good. I'd be like plenty of developmental guys, plenty of guys with high ceilings. I don't know how low the floor is on some of the guys, but their ceilings could be pretty high. Really good, talented guys, especially 9, 29, and 40. And I'd say 74 as well. The rest of the guys, they're all good. I think they're all going to be players in the league. We'll see what happens. And then, of course, you're going to have free agency. You're going to have UDFAs, all that good stuff. But let's go to my research over here. We already watched Trent's video. We're going to watch a little bit of Juwan Taylor real quick. Just to remind you guys, this is a Super Bowl champ right here. Obviously, he's right here. Rides his man right around. You're not touching the quarterback. Okay, that's one. This one here, Eagles, get off. You're not touching the quarterback. Right here, pancake. You're not touching the running back. First down. Here he is right there. Just stones his guy right at the line. Another first down. Here he's right there. Boxes his man out. Big run by Kareem Hunt. Here he is. Kick slide, kick slide, kick slide. Get off. Nope, you're not getting him. Nope, nope. Nothing. Just think people don't understand. When he wasn't getting called for a false start, the dude was really good. He was dangerous, but it cost us touchdowns. It cost us first downs. It cost us yardage in critical moments. And I think the teams felt like he was snake bit and the refs weren't going to give him any benefit of the doubt. I think most of the time he was just making a really good play. He was making a really good timed move. And they were saying, that's too close. That's too quick. You couldn't possibly have. Okay. But defensive ends can time up the snap, but the tackle can't? All right. So here's your guy. Right here, playing patty cake. The Cowboys. You're not getting him. Nope. Or sorry, Lions. Nothing doing. Raiders. Here he's right here. Let's go for a little walk around the quarterback. That's all I want. That's what I want for my tackles. I want to just keep the guy away from my look at the distance here. Watch this play. Look at this. You want to talk about a belly round? It's like 4 or 5 yards away before Patrick starts to take off up the field, and Juwan's still with him. It's not a quick little shove and then he gives up. This here, he stones this guy right at the line of scrimmage. Easy first down for Kareem Hunt. Okay, so that's what we're going to be missing. When he's on, he's on. Stoned. Easy first down to Kareem Hunt. They went off of his ass a lot. Again, let's go off Juwan. Because you know he's going to belly this guy back inside, and you're going to just take off and do a Kareem moves. Kareem was great for us. I'd love to see us re-sign Kareem for another year. Give him one more kick at the cat and see if we can get back to that Super Bowl with him. Cowboys, shuffles down the line. Shoves like 3 guys. Big first down. Here's downfield. Pushing his guy downfield. Just nothing doing. Right there. Right here. That's Brian Burns. An excellent edge rusher. You get nothing. And then Thornton catches the ball and falls down, which he does all the time. Baltimore Ravens, you get nothing. So you get the idea. We lost another good one. So it is what it is. I wish Juwan Taylor and Trent McDuffie safe travels and excellent careers. Have a lot of fun. Except for when you play us, I want you to get smoked. I want you to lose by 30. It's just what it is. Okay. Now, to the nitty-gritty of it all. There's been a lot of talk about Nick Bolton and George Karlaftis and Charles Omenihu and guys like that saying, oh, they cost us Trent McDuffie. The reason we can't pay him is because we signed all those other guys. And if it wasn't for Trent, we didn't win this Super Bowl. If it wasn't for Trent, we don't win this game. I want to remind you, football's a team game. Okay? It takes all 11 guys on offense, all 11 guys on defense, and a handful of guys on special teams to make a team. And you could say, if we didn't have man X, we don't win this game or that game, about pretty much every guy in the team. That's why they're Chiefs. Remember this game?
On 1st and 10.
AFC Championship? Oh, look at that. Who's that? That would be one Charles Omenihu. Knocking the ball out. Okay, but the ball's in the ground, but, they might get it back, right? Except ball's in the ground, and Charlie Hustle, George Karlaftis drops on the ball. So there's one particular play where both of those guys were key. Heads up, smart football players. There's Trent teasing us. We know you're awesome. We miss you already. Okay, Spag's excited about his boys making a play. What's this? Is this? Yeah, this is Killer Trav. Look at this guy. That's just a reminder. I got some video on him after. Remember this play? Batted up in the air. The ball's up here. The ball's right there, just starting to come back down again. Justin Reed's looking for it. Drew Tranquil sees it, but so does Lamar Jackson. And who's the fastest? Justin Reed sees it too. He reaches his hands out as he's falling, and Lamar Jackson's hands are a little bit higher, and he catches the ball. And that guy, Drew Tranquil, that's another one they're talking about. They want to cut. Who's going to make $7 million this year? If we cut him, we save $6 million. Who are we going to get for $6 million? That's going to be the equivalent of Drew Tranquil for this defense. A, knows the system. B, is a leader in the system. C, has been equally productive every single year he's been with us. And part of the reason we won one of those Super Bowls. Because if he doesn't make that tackle, George is starting to lose gas right there. Running. Drew made the dive, made that play. It was 14-7. That game was super close and super low scoring. So there's one for Drew Tranquil. The point I'm making, folks, is all these guys are essential to us winning football games. And there you can't cut it out without Chris Jones' play. Swatted the ball down with the big old bear paw. What do we got here? One more quick one. Even though that play wasn't completed, it was a penalty, because watch. Matabikwe, or whatever his name is, right here. Watch him hit Patrick in the face. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Try to take his head off. I believe that was a penalty for a first down, if I'm not mistaken. There it is. There's the flag. Yeah. Okay. So don't get it twisted at all. When we're talking about these players, we're talking about paying all these guys. The only guy in this team that's indispensable and can't cost too much is number 15 with a bullet. He's the guy. He's the straw that stirs the drink. Don't get it twisted at all. Okay, that's one. Let's go to this tape. Here's Nick Bolton. I want to bring this one up because people have been particularly critical about Nick for a minute now. And if you want to know if there's a player that we don't win a Super Bowl except for that guy, that first one against the Eagles, the way Jalen Hurts played that day, he made multiple huge plays, key plays, some that went under the wire a little bit, some that didn't. And if without Nick playing the way he played, we don't win that Super Bowl. Or very unlikely. It makes it a lot harder for us. Let's check it out. Jalen Hurts been doing RPO all season, messing people up. Nick's spying, not buying it for a second. Yeah, you get nothing, bro. Get on the ground. Get out of here. You're done. Again, nope. Nick makes him fumble the ball, picks it up. Touchdown, Chiefs. Nick Bolton, baby. Very excited. Here's again. Ball's caught. Tosses him down. There's Slim Shady right there. Slim Reaper. Fumble. This one here could have made him the MVP of the game. This one here, half the time it's a catch and a fumble, half the time it's not. Refs can't make up their mind. Catches the ball, puts it on the ground. Nick picks it up. That was a touchdown. But they took it back. Okay, so what about now? He's in coverage. Jalen goes to take off. Nope. You get 3 yards and get on the ground. That's it. That's all you're getting. So you can't tell me. And then there's Sanders again. Nope. Get out of bounds. Nick was huge in this game, and people don't give him his friggin' flowers at all. Look at him go. Get down. Get down. No first down for you. Flexing it out. Here he is dropping back a little bit. Ball's up. Ball's caught. Kenneth Gainwell. No. Get on the ground. Nicky boy dropping back in coverage again. Sees the catch. Gets up there. AJ might be. That's AJ Brown, by the way. AJ might be a free agent. Well, he might be traded. We'll see what happens. He'd look good in a Chiefs jersey. I don't know if we can afford him, though. Gets in there, gets a little piece of the ball, and then Trent McDuffie to top it all off. There's the capper. Trent makes sure he doesn't catch it. I love that it ends on that. Okay. And then just to remind people, okay, there's a player on our team right now that's in question whether he's coming back or not. It's Travis Kelce. And I just want to share with you, these are just highlights from 2025. I'm not going to go all the way back through his whole career when he's been amazing. He's the GOAT. We'll just look at last year and watch his play. Watch the plays this guy makes. Reads it, catches it, gets upfield, jogging in touchdown. Who is going to read Patrick Mahomes' mind like Travis Kelce does, and vice versa? Who's going to step into those shoes and just have that connection? No one. Who's got it better than them? Nobody. So I would love to see him come back and have another, even if it's the last hurrah, another kick at the can, get that Super Bowl and then retire. Then ride off into the sunset a champion. Help Patrick get back on top of the mountain and call it a career. Look at this guy. Cocky, holding it out with one hand. Just keep it away from the DB. This is last year. This is when he was one of the top 2 or 3 tight ends all season long in stats. And everybody's saying, oh, he doesn't have it anymore. He's not Travis of 5 years ago or 4 years ago. Who is when they get 5 years older, 4 years older? Unless you're in your 20s. Okay, he's in his early mid-30s. He's getting a little older. He can still ball. He can still play. And I think he's going to want to come back and be there for Patrick. Look at this. This is like, he just disrespects the crap out of Cooper DeJean. I like Cooper DeJean a lot. It reminds me a lot of this kid Dylan Tienneman that's coming out in Oregon. But look at this. Just disrespecting him. Get off me, little dude. That's big guy, small guy. But to his credit, Cooper gets him out of bounds because Travis wasn't fast enough to run away. Cooper's a fast kid. Ravens. He's got no fear of the Ravens. We've played them plenty of times. It's like, I know how to beat you guys. I beat you guys in the AFC Championship, and he made some huge plays. He was like, oh, foot tackle. I could have got away. Raiders. Look at this. Look at the mind connection between these two. Watch this play. Let me just drift across the field. Take my time. Patrick's looking. I'm here, buddy. I'm right here. Let me just go get you a huge chunk of yards. They think they got everybody covered. How do you lose track of this guy? You know how? Because he makes you. We slow go by this guy, then I'm going to run. I'm going to sprint. As soon as I get past him, I'm going to sprint. Get on my horse and just go. Here's again. Jogging. We go this way. I'm running. Gets past the linebacker. It's like, let's go. Here's again, Washington Commanders. They won this game. And he was a good part of it. Made some big plays. Yeah, there's nobody coming in and just taking that. If we sign Travis Likely, I don't care. Or not Travis Likely. You know what I mean? Likely from the Ravens. I like Likely. Don't get me wrong. I think he'd be a great pairing with Travis. I don't want Travis gone. Isaiah, even if we get Isaiah Likely, I still want Travis back. Cole, what are your thoughts on Travis Kelce? Let me know. Let me know what you're thinking, buddy. Let me make sure I'm not having some weird repeated voice on here. Let me know what you're thinking, buddy. Okay, I'm not. All right. You get the idea. We know he's great. We know he's one of the great. Look at this. Look at this. Just let me take that touchdown. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love this guy. This guy's awesome. Gets behind everyone. Let me sit right here and get a first down. Big play. Okay. I hope he's not waving goodbye. I hope he comes back. We'll see what there is to see. Now, tags. A lot of talk in Chiefs Kingdom. Maybe we can get Breece Hall. Upgrade a run game. Maybe we can get George Pickens. We need a wide receiver one. We might not have Rashee Rice anymore after this season. Who knows? I don't think he's getting a second contract. It's just too many shenanigans off the field. And then there was Kyle Pitts, who had like one really good season, and the rest of it's been kind of like underwhelming, and everybody just fell in love with him, and they're all like, maybe we can get him. You're not getting any of them. Only 3 guys have been given the franchise tag, and it's those 3 guys. Breece Hall, George Pickens, Kyle Pitts, none of which is worth 2 first-round picks. So forget about those 3. And then Daniel Jones, we don't need a quarterback anyway, but funny thing is they did a transition tag on him, which hasn't been done, I think, in 30 years since Jeff George. The reason that's interesting is because if that team that this guy plays for, Breece Hall, decided, you know what, we want to sign Daniel Jones to an offer sheet. Now, if they do, the Colts have a chance to match it if they can. Here's the thing. If you do a signing bonus, it's just money that's spent. If you do a roster bonus, it counts against the cap. The Jets have a lot of cap space. The Jets could come in and offer, let's give him $30 million or $40 million as a roster bonus. So it's got to go against the cap this year. And that would handcuff the Colts. And they'd have to make cuts or trades or something to get under the cap to be able to keep Daniel Jones, which is a place they don't want to be, which is why I'm surprised they didn't franchise tag him, because then it would have been a guaranteed $44 million contract for the season. This way they could maybe get him for 37. So they're trying to cheap out. Meanwhile, the guy was an MVP candidate before he broke his leg and was playing on a broken leg. I said it when he came in the league that this guy can play. Give him a good team, give him a good system. There's a handful of other people that said it. Most people were just saying Danny Dimes is trash. He got to a good team. He had a good supportive run game, had a good supporting cast of receivers, and an O-line that actually blocked. And the dude was an MVP candidate until he broke his leg and then continued to play on his broken leg. So, Colts, do the right thing. Sign them. More details. 4 NFL players were tagged ahead of the 2026 deadline, with 3 receiving the franchise tag and 1 receiving the transition tag. I told you the players. It's noticeable. It's a notably low number, with only 3 teams using the official franchise tag, similar to the low usage in the 2025 offseason last year. The tag players have until July 15th to negotiate long-term deals. And then they either sign the franchise tag or they don't play. So there's that. Now, draft picks. First round's been updated on AI. There's your Chiefs right here, 29th overall, via the Los Angeles Rams, and 9th, of course, our original pick. What I could see happening is possibly packaging those to go up to 5 or maybe even 4. I'm not sure if they're going to want more than that, if they're going to want a player, if they're going another pick or 2, but 2 first rounders to get 1 first rounder. If you're those teams and you're only picking 4 or 5 picks later, if there's not a specific guy that you got to have, if you got 3 or 4 guys you like, and some of them are guys that other teams don't necessarily want or looking at, you can make some room, make some hay. But if I'm going into this draft and I'm Brett Beach, I'm making myself a little note and I'm folding it up and I'm putting it in my pocket. And this is what it says right here. Jeremiah Love, no matter what. I'm going to go ahead and fold that up. And I'm going to stick it on my monitor here, on top of it. It's going to sit right there. And draft night, I'm going to pull it down, and we'll see if we get what we asked for. But being a pragmatist and knowing that you don't always get what you want, you can't always get what you want. I went ahead and looked at some of the running backs, and I was like, wait a minute. These guys remind me of some people. It was very interesting. It was very eye-opening. And I haven't heard anybody talking about any one of these running backs in this light. And when I show you their tape and the pro comps that I have for them, you're going to go, it looks like the same guy. Because they do. Not exactly the same size, but close. Some of them very close. And the style of running, it's like that's their footprint. So I just want to share this with you. This was I had this open before, over the cap, and there's Jawan Taylor. This has been open for a couple of days, and watch what happens when I refresh it. Boom. It's already done. We're 24, almost 25 million under the cap, and Jawan Taylor is gone. And we might have more draft picks before it's all said and done because, well, first of all, we're going to have more money. For those that haven't seen it already, I'm going to go ahead and cap calculator really quick for you guys because I think what needs to happen is Creed Humphrey's not going anywhere. He's 27. We love him. Creed Humphrey's going to get restructured. Let's submit that. Restructure. Now we're 33 million under the cap, almost 34. George Karlaftis is only 25. He's not going anywhere. And I'll tell you why after. We're going to look at some numbers on those guys. But restructure that, submit it, saves $8 million. Now we're 41, almost 42 million. I wouldn't touch Drew Tranquil's contract. I wouldn't move him. He's $7.5 million against the cap. He's a good linebacker. He knows the system. He's a leader on the team. Don't touch it. So we go ahead with 41, almost 42 million, 41.5 million. Okay. In case we're not able to get Jeremiah Love, he goes in one of the first. Let's say Cards take him at number 3. The Cards are like, oh yeah, we'll trade down with you. You give us the first round picks for the next 3 years. We'll give you. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not that schmuck in draft day. The kid. Anyway, I'm not Kevin Costner either. So we go ahead and say we're not going to get him. There's a guy I've been able to get in the late second, early third round pretty regularly. And he was one of the fastest guys in the draft at running back or any position. His name is Mike Washington Jr. And some people have talked about it before. If you haven't seen his tape, I'm going to share it with you. And I'm going to share who he reminds me of. Because I was watching the tape and for the life of me, I was like, who does he look like? I'm really recognizing somebody's running style. And this is somebody that was very effective in the pros. Now here's Mike running his 4.33
off. So let's see if Mike Washington can improve on the 4.33 unofficially, and he'll stick with the first. But it's great to see him run.
So he ran the 4.36 in the second.
Now Seth McGowan getting his.
The funny thing was, DJ said he looked fast on the field. I'm looking interested to see how he runs.
And you 10-8 on
he looked fast on his tape. And then this happens. Listen to Rich's comment.
Well, guess where else he looks fast?
They say he looks fast on his game tape, and he also looks fast in the combine. Look at the size of this dude. 6'1", 223 pounds, long arms. Good size hands. He's a big boy. Let's watch a little bit of his tape. Let me know in the chat if you can think about who he reminds you of. If you have any idea who he reminds me of.
Green out of the shotgun. Checks it down to the 35 to Mike Washington. Now for Taylon Green. And the Arkansas offense.
Watch the speed. You think it translates to the field? A little over 6 foot, 223 pounds. Watch this. Okay, this isn't the one. There's another play that's coming on. You'll see it. Speed. More speed jogs into the end zone.
Taylon Green to pass and dumps it off to Washington. Got some blockers out there.
Nice play.
Mike Washington now good block out in front.
Tripped up. I'd go low too. Against that guy.
It's been a good week of practice.
Probably run around 625. Oof. Look at that. That's the play. Look at this play. Oh my gosh. Not a lot of guys can do this. This is against Texas. They're no slouch on defense. Watch this play. I'm going to play the whole thing again. Load up the shoulder. Coming in for the hit? No, you're getting hit. Boom. Just runs the dude over. Completely blows him up. Can catch the ball in the backfield for a big man. That's nice. You watch his game tape, his speed definitely translates. This is a 4'3" dude in a 6'1", 225-pound body. And he can catch. Cut back. Shove. And I was watching the tape from the hit, from the shoulder-to-shoulder hit where he ran the Texas linebacker or safety over. Through the rest of the tape, I was watching. I'm like, who does he remind me of? That little high step right there? Watch this high step through the arm tackle. Watch this. Hand. Cuts around that guy. Speed. Shoves the guy into the ground. Look at this. Wheels. I got more speed than you. Easy touchdown. Dude, this guy's getting slept on by teams. Don't be surprised if we take Jeremiah Love. If the Giants don't go running back early, don't be surprised the second round if John Harbaugh doesn't come around about it. Rather, John Harbaugh in the second round doesn't take him after coaching Derrick Henry. Now he's not as big as Derrick Henry, but he's up in that Brandon Jacobs kind of range. He's up in that other thing. A little bit smaller than that guy too. I'll tell you the guy he reminds me of in a second.
Washington. Inside the 35, inside the 25. Moore has missed.
Shoulder fakes. Guys don't want to get run over by him. They don't want to commit. They want to wait till they know he's going to do what he's going to do and not be made to look silly.
Tried to go, but
so
with an ankle injury.
We keep going.
Some room for Washington. Inside.
Just busting through arm tackles.
Here's a little toss sweep.
Keep your feet. Oh, so mad about that one. Goal line. He's a big guy. He doesn't need a tush push. He's good. He's got it. How are those hands? Pretty good. Pretty good. Now, they're not giving him like wide receiver routes, but when they throw him the ball, he's catching it like he's comfortable. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this mess. Okay, I show you the running backs right here, and all these guys are here. What do you think happens next? Boop, right out the other side. I'd like to see him make a move on that guy or change hands with the ball and shove him. Nice catch. Speed. Speed kill him. Look at him. Look at him. A chance. You jump on for the ride at that point. Dude. Here comes again. Speed. Oh my gosh. Imagine that guy punishing. We give him the ball 15 times, throw him the ball 3 times, 4 times. He's going to be hurting the defense. It's going to be a nice game. Little stutter step delay, patience. Finish the run.
Of his passes, they keep it on the ground. Washington bursting through the seam. Washington
speed, get off.
Coach Kelly.
Pop the clutch. Old reference. Standard automobiles. You driven those? Some of you have. I know that. Look at him go. Look at him go. So you get the idea. You get the idea. It's a big back and his speed actually transfers. Now this is who he reminds me of. Catch the ball in the backfield and then you go. Turn the volume down. Speed, size, contact balance. Remember Steven Jackson? Are you guys old enough to remember Steven Jackson? That's kind of who I see when I look at Mike Washington Jr.'s tape. I'm surprised nobody's talked about it, but I see a lot of Steve Jackson in his name, in his game. And obviously, you got a lot to prove, but like Andy says, I like to have bigger ambitions for these kids than they have for themselves. And like, what could their ceiling be if they're a pro comp? Look at the speed, the size, the length. People not want to tackle them. I'm turn the music off so I don't get blocked or anything. These are hard to watch compared to the other ones because they're a lot more close, but great footage though. I like him to develop a little spin move. I like that Steven Jackson changed hands of the ball. You can work on that stuff. Look at him just carrying guys into the end zone. Again, speed required. Got it. Let's go. Let's see how they measure up. That's enough of Steven. Let's see how they measure up. 6'2", 240. 6'1", 225. So an inch taller, a few pounds heavier. Both big guys. Steven ran a 4.55 at his pro day. Mike Washington Jr. ran a 4.33. Dude. Steve went on to become the Rams' all-time leading rusher at the time with 10,138 yards and was a 3-time Pro Bowler. That's pretty damn good. So that's Mike Washington Jr., if you're not familiar. The next guy on my list was Jonah Coleman. I was turned on to Jonah Coleman by Jason Dunn and the guys over at Chiefs Concerns, the Dash Brothers. Jonah Coleman, 5'8", 220. Didn't run his times yet. Bench press 22, strong kid. And you can tell because I watched his tape and the nickname that popped in my head from right away was Mr. Contact Balance. Because this dude doesn't want to go down. And that's what led me to the pro comp, which I'll share with you in a minute. But first, let's watch some of Jonah's tape real quick. Okay, Mr. Coleman. What do you got? Cut. Bounce off one guy, 3 guys. Off this guy's back, never touch the ground. Touchdown. Also awareness, body awareness. The only thing the question would be, did his butt touch? It didn't look like it, though. That's great awareness. Let's see here. Nope. Doesn't show anything touching. Here goes again. Through the arm tackle. Cut the legs. One would dive over. You get the touchdown. So, yeah. And I'm like, who does it remind me of? Bounce off that guy, run through the tackle. Keep going. Break off this guy. Break over that guy. Push that guy into the ground. First down. Jump cut. Speed through everybody. And right around here, I was watching him going, who's a thick, yoked little dude that was quick, that bounced off people, that wanted to stiff arm people into the ground like that, like being a man. Let's see. Stuffed in the backfield, bounce off 3 guys. Let's go. Let's get out the gate. Dude. This kid's pretty good. He's got some good speed, good nifty feet. Just go. Go. Rumble, young man, rumble. Rumble. Whoop. Whoop. Contact balance. His yards after contact were some of the top in college football this year. Second effort. Mr. Second effort, too. But I'll stick with Mr. Contact Bounce because he just, I mean, the way he bounces off dudes, sends dudes scattering. You think you got him dead to rights, and you don't. It might take me down, but you're going to look bad doing it. That was just speed. Let me just use my speed against this guy. Nighty-night. That's half his tape. Not even half his tape. This kid's got almost 6 minutes of stuff like this, which is crazy. But because of his height, is he going to go high or not? Okay, we're up the gut. Jump cut. Let me outrun these guys. Stiff arm their friend. Okay. Rolling out. First down. And a lot more. Keep it going, young man. Split the gap. Touchdown. Counting them out. Whoop. Jump cut. Stiff arm. Touchdown. The awareness, too. Awareness of his feet on the sideline. Ooh, just tripped him up. That had to piss him off. Right up the gut. Stiff arm. Stiff arm. First down. Out of bounds. I mean, as a second or third option, if the other guys aren't there, I don't hate his game. I'd like him to be a little taller now. But, you know, if we got Mike Washington, he's almost 6'2". That kid's got some good size and good speed. But this guy, I like his game too. Okay. Touchdown. Let's watch one more big play. Telling them they're too small. Okay, against Michigan. Go blue. Okay, Colorado State. Big linebacker takes him down. One more touchdown. Let's go. Whoop, around the corner. Scores. I watched his tape, and this is who he reminds me of. Right here. Burying the lead on this one. Number 32 with a bullet. Watch Jones-Drew play. Watch. Jump cuts. That was just speed. There was just nobody around him. There he's like Mike Washington Jr. there because he's so fast. Jones-Drew rather. Look at breakthrough tackle, arm tackle, get off me. Jump cuts. 3 jump cuts in that run. And then just let the quarterback, that's Garrard, the quarterback in front of him. Bounce off the contact, get in the end zone. Contact. 3 times guys had a chance at him. Nope, just going to keep running. Let's just keep going. Don't fall down. Oh, got tired. Boom, contact. Bust right through it. Keep going. Get as much as you can. Leaning, falling. Almost touchdown. Those 3 plays in a row are brutal. Almost scores. And this is against the Jets. That's a score. Here we go again. This is the Texans, I think. Early uniforms. Just spinning through, guys. Tilt the whirl. I think Jones might have him beat on speed, straight foot speed. But as far as the contact balance and going through people, and Maurice Jones slid to the second round. He was frustrated by that. Look at the stays up on the one hand. I love it. Awareness, body awareness. Just keep it trucking, man. Keep it trucking. Woot, 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 woot. One more touchdown. Boom. Standing up. Okay. So based on those 2 guys, if we didn't get Jeremiah Love, would you hate having a Steven Jackson 2.0 or Maurice Jones-Drew 2026 version on this team with another running back as his teammate, his running mate? I'd take either one of those guys with another back. Get it if we got like Tyler Algier or we got Rico Dowdell back there. If Travis Etienne's too expensive, we'll see. How's he measure up? 5'7", 207. You look at them, you might think he's thicker. He's not. 5'8", 220. So, arms, a little bit longer. Hands, a little bit bigger. And he's an inch taller. and he's 13 pounds heavier. But I'd take that guy if he can do those things. Problem is, there's this guy right here. Mr. Jeremiah Love, no matter what. This guy now, the player he reminds me of. Let's watch just a little bit of his play first.
And this for all those cats that I was balling with is music ain't gonna do for you what college did for me.
6 foot 214. We know he runs the 4.3s as well. He's in the 4.3s.
Stage feels easily.
His speed is real. That was the question of the combine. Like, is he a 4.5 guy? 4.49? 4.48? No, 4.3s, baby. Patience, watching, get upfield, jump cut, touchdown. I mean, just hit the hole, jump over the guy, run, touchdown. It was David Garrard was the quarterback for the Jaguars, and that one that was blocking number 9. Look at this. Look at this guy. So super athletic. Whoop. He times those really well. Here's another thing too, is he's not a head case. Both of his parents are retired St. Louis police officers. So, you know, he crossed the T's and dotted the I's growing up. Look at this play. Look at this play. Okay, it's all bottled up in the middle. Let's bounce it out. Okay, there's 2 guys right there. Let's bounce it out again. There's another 2 guys. Let's bounce it out one more time, stiff arm, and let's hit the corner. Does this look like it's going to be a touchdown? Well, it is. 5 guys thought they had an angle on him. Right there, I'm like, there's no way this is going to the house. Stiff arm. Edge, and it's over. Put this guy in the backfield with Patrick Mahomes, and the Chiefs' offense is going to look a lot different. It's going to look really dangerous. Oh, by the way, I can catch and jump over this guy. Why? I mean, why let him hit me? Why let him drag me to the ground? Let me just jump over him. We're going to watch that again. Whoop, and airborne. Just stupid good. Stupid talented, this kid. I'm telling you. It'd be a heartbreaker if we don't get him, but I'm just trying to stay positive. Look at this catch. Look at this catch. Ball's overthrown. He reaches out and snacks it with one hand. Pulls it in. You might as well get in the end zone. You might as well make it worthwhile. This is stupid. What? Best hands-on running back in this draft. And yeah, his speed translates for sure. Oh my gosh. I've been calling this for weeks now. He's the pick. Now everybody's getting onto it. This is kind of, I'm starting to be reminiscent about when I was hoping for Patrick Mahomes, because I was like 3 months before the draft. Everybody's going to be onto this guy before that happens. Sure enough, that's kind of where we're at now, where there's a lot of teams that are looking at him going, yeah, why not him? He's the guy. By the way, I created him with his projected stats in Madden. Not 99s all over the place, but just good stats. And it's like this with him in the game. He like breaks runs off all the time. Yeah. So let's see. I'd love to see us draft Love and Sadiq in the first round if both are still on the board when we pick. That'd be pretty sweet. If we can get Jeremiah Love and Hakeem Mesidor, I'd be pretty stoked too. Just because I'd like to have that extra weapon for Spags and to help out Mr. Jones if he's still in town. With his speed. Just gone. Forget it. Forget it. You're wasting your time. Oh. Brutal. first time he touches it in the game. 45-yard line. Let me just cut around this guy and up. Little Le'Veon there too. A little bit of Le'Veon, but not. Look at this. Waiting for it and then go. Get on your horse. He's real. His ceiling is really high. Run around this guy. You're not going to get him. Jogging. See this one. Yeah, same play. Let's watch this one. The green. The green and gold. Fake handoff. Let me throw it to you. Boom. Get your blocker set up. Cruise, speed. And bounce off a guy. Touchdown. He's just such a smart runner. Sometimes it's not about just going as fast as you can in football. The guy dragging his t-shirt. USC, touchdown. Gut run. You're 3rd and 5. 3rd and 4. Let's just get a touchdown. Through the heart of the defense. Ridiculous. And the reason I love this kid is this reminds me of.
Wide receivers left and right. Barnwell to the right side, Branch to the left. They need 10, the Raiders do.
Let's throw the ball to him. Caught. Touchdown. Plays through the contact. And I know it's high praise, but I'm looking at guys who were... And he throws it. I don't know if Jeremiah Love can throw or not, but if he can, that'd be nice too. Because they're worried about Patrick and they're worried about him running the ball, and then he does that, somebody's going to be wide open. Still jump cut inside, jump cut across the guy's face, and just run. I don't know how more pro pundits are not comparing Jeremiah Love's game to Marcus Allen. It's so similar to me. But he's faster than Marcus. That's the biggest difference, I think. Handoff, bounce back, jump cut, spin around. And one of the best runs in Super Bowl history. See you later. That's still his longest run in Super Bowl history, longest touchdown run for a long time before Willie Parker broke it with the Steelers. He went for 75, 1 yard more. But just ridiculous. What do you got for me here? Trade back, DL, Caleb Banks, and O-line Freeling. 3rd running back, sleeper running back, Washington, 100%. You watch the tape I showed you on Washington? I'm telling you, if we started the draft off of those 3 pictures saying right there, as much as I want Jeremiah Love, I'd be like, okay, that dog will hunt. Because I've become enamored with Washington now too as a second choice because he's different. Catching it like a wide receiver downfield. Fell on the ball. Those big old hip pads we used to wear. That was a long time ago. Oof, that was before my time. Jeremiah Love can do this stuff too. That's what I'm saying. That's why he reminds me of Marcus. And then he's slippery, and then he does jump cuts all over the place. But Jeremiah's even got a wicked spin move too. Little hurl, and just run away from everybody. His 3rd of the game. I see a lot of those with Jeremiah Love. This is from near their goal line. Caught. First down. Jeremiah Love's got the Notre Dame record for most 90-yard touchdown runs. He's got 2. He's young. He's a 2-year career. Is he saying they didn't touch him down? Wow. Almost had a touchdown. That's a good heads-up play. What do we got here? Jim Plunkett airs it out. Marcus Allen. It's like having another wide receiver out there. I think that's what Jeremiah offers too. Jeremiah, his drills at the combine, his receiver drills, he looked effortless. He looked like he was playing wide receiver for the last 4 years. Caught. Let me just run away from everybody like it's nothing. And then he'll turn around and run all over you. One more play. Oh, another pass. I want to get one more run in there if we can. Look at the passes, though. Caught. Over the coverage. Touchdown. Wow. Wow. Again, didn't use full speed. Slowed down to make the play happen. Give the play time to develop. Handoff. Jump cut. Back the other way. Up the gut. And then hit the wheels. Go. 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 Run. Run. Don't let Steve Atwater or any of those guys catch you. Nice job. Let's see, it's 49ers. I think so. Handoff, gut, mud all over him. Bounce cut. Oh, another jump cut. Stiff arm. Pfft. Wow. So you get the idea. I want to get this in before it gets too late. Marcus was 6'2", 202 to 210. So let's say 6'2", 210. Inch or two taller than Jeremiah, but not bigger. Jeremiah's the thicker dude and faster. Didn't run the 40, but is there an estimate on him? Doesn't say an estimate. He's known for his durability and running ability. Winning the Heisman before his NFL Hall of Fame career. I think he was known more for his shiftiness than straight out speed, but he was fast. He wasn't slow for sure. And this guy gets honorable mention because two reasons. One, because I found him and was liking what his tape looked like. And two, because they showed his interview online. It's all over X if you see it. Damon Claiborne. Grok was telling me that it was Mekhi Lemon, and I argued with Grok. I said, no, that's Damon Claiborne. Actually, RB03 is not a wide receiver. And Grok first argued with me and then corrected itself and said, oh, no, you're right. I go, I know I'm right. It says RB. But he was at the combine, and he only had like a couple people talking to him, which was kind of sad. But I'm like, whatever, make him pay. Show him. So 5'10", 188. What can this guy do? First of all, he can be a great return guy. He can definitely be a great return guy. He runs 4.37. Got a fast split. Got a big broad jump. Let's watch this 40.
Run for Damon Claiborne, who started us off with a blazing 4.38.
Look at him go.
Second run is slightly better.
He got us going.
Nice job.
Thickly built. Let's watch a bit of his tape.
Contribution came in his first season at Auburn.
Mute that down there. Oof. Just gets the toe snag. Speed, jump cut, curl around the edge, and go. Oh, yeah. All the way to the house. Crazy. Look at him. Look at him. Just speed. Speed. He's a small guy, but he doesn't get knocked down easy for his height and his size. And I was like, who's he comparable to? And watch his play style. He beat you with speed. He'll bounce off people. He'll guide himself with his hands. Bust through more tackles than you think. Can catch the ball to the backfield. Takes laterals. Let me catch that. Let me get upfield. Woo. Scoot. Little toss. Ooh, little dead step, whatever you call it. Dead foot. Wow. Goal line? What do you got on the goal line? Touchdowns. Just squirt through a little gap. Watch a couple more plays and we'll go show the next guy. And then I'll do the Sadiq thing for Cole. Look at him. Look at the speed. So I was thinking, who's an undersized back? This guy kind of reminds me of. He's got a little bounce off of people. He's got good jump cuts. He's got good burst. Doesn't usually go down with the first contact. Look at him. Gets through there and just takes off. And then watching plays like this and go, I know who it reminds me of. He reminds me of this guy right here. Let's watch this guy. Let's mute that. Toss. Up the field. Jump cut. Just wait for the guy. Sprint. Let's try it again. Number 43 for your Eagles, Darren Sproles. Showing you can do it at that size. You don't have to be a certain size, certain height, certain weight. You can definitely be a contributing back. As a second back, he could be really awesome. Look at him. Look at him. We forget about these guys. I didn't forget, but I mean, some people do. It's just, don't look. It's our Chiefs getting embarrassed. Don't look. Oh my gosh. Look at him go. Little toss, waiting for the screen. That'd be huge in Andy's offense. Look how patient he is waiting for the screen. Watch this play. He turns. He's ready. Ready? Okay, gets it. And he's out the gate. Let's go. Let's get first down. Keep going. Come on, fat guy. Steer him. Oh, first down. More than first down. Stiff arm. Can I keep him off you? No, he's too big. Okay. Got a good ways, though. Now, imagine if you had Damon Claiborne in like the 6th round, or 5th, maybe he's one of our 3rd, 5th round picks. But in the late 2nd or early 3rd, you grabbed Mike Washington Jr. to pair up with this dude. So you got David and Goliath. That'd be the new running back combo. David and Goliath. Who's in there? I didn't even know he played as long as until to the point Luck was in the league. He played a long time, Darren Sproles, too. Played really well for the Chargers. Remember those days. Here we go. And continued his career, played really well with the Eagles. Everybody thought he was going to be done. Some injuries and stuff, and just came out there and balled out. Kick return. That's where you start Damon Clark when he first gets to the league. You can't tell me if we get to the end of the 5th round or the top of the 6th round and he's still there. Dave Tobe's not going to be on the table going, give me this kid right now. Give me this kid and I'll turn him into this right here. Whoop. Run, young man, run. Ooh, Tecmo Bowl. Touchdown. Let's watch one more return. Just because, why not? Hope it's worth our while. Oh. Here he comes from way back. It's just speed. Just barely making a juke just to get right up the middle of the field. Against those old St. Louis Rams jerseys. Touchdown. Landed right there with the guys that we made a trade with. And we're talking, he was 5'6", 187 to 190. Ran a 4.47. And he is 5'10", much taller. It's Tyreek Hill size, height. 188 pounds and ran a 4.37. If this guy can be a really good receiving back, man, look out. He could be something. He could be a weapon for sure. There's our draft, obviously. I want to share this with you guys. So Trent McDuffie had 3 interceptions in 4 seasons with us. Just 3. Just 3. And meanwhile, Nick Bolton has 5 and a lot more tackles. So please don't talk about our linebacker like he's trash. Trent was really good. He wasn't a ball hawk. Then we get to the line, and a lot of people are talking about, oh, well, George Karlaftis is a scrub. Amenu's a scrub. Well, we got to make sure Chris Jones gets some help. Chris Jones is 32 at the start of the season. He's going to be 32 the day before Independence Day. The last 2 years, he's had 5 and 7 sacks, respectively, his last 2 seasons. Okay, in the 2 years that George had 8 and 6. The year before that, 2023, they've tied with 10.5 each. Okay, George is not a scrub. George has been playing since grade 9. He started playing D-line. He played for 2 weeks tried out for 2 weeks with the varsity team and never had put pads on before, and then made the team as a kicker first, then became a stud D-lineman. Okay. Chris's stats the last couple of years, dropping precipitously. Not good. Less than 20 tackles combined each year. Okay. He's $44 million. If we trade him after June 1st, after the draft, say guys don't get who they wanted, and we wait and we see trade, let's project it to the June 1st date. so we don't get dinged for penalties, and we save all the money that Patrick Mahomes is going to make this year, plus $1 million. So we get paid $1 million, and Patrick Mahomes plays for free if we trade Chris. That's the money we get back, $35 and change $1 million. And Chris can go on and make a bunch of money somewhere else and see what happens. Or he's got to restructure, and Seth Kaiser doesn't want to hear that. I know you don't want to hear that, Seth, but I'd like to see Chris restructure, and we do what Cole suggested here. We get Caleb Banks to pair up with him. We'd see some improvement for sure. Maybe you come back in the draft and you get Hakeem Mesidor, or you get a Malachi Lawrence, somebody like that to go along with him. But Chris has got to restructure. $44 million is too much, or he's got to move on. So get yourselves ready, because that could happen too. We might see them trade Chris Jones, because if you remember, after we lost to the Patriots in 2018, the AFC Championship, D was gone. Other players were gone. It was gone. It was like, let's clear the cupboards. Let's get rid of some guys. Let's make some adjustments. So that's what it is. And then Drew Tranquil, everybody's talking about get rid of him. He's been a Chief since 2023. His tackles 54, 54, and 55. 4.5 sacks, 2 sacks, 2 sacks, makes plays for us and leads that defense. And he's not afraid to hold Chris Jones accountable. So there's that. And he's younger than Chris Jones. And one last thing for George. Since he came into the league in 2022, he is the 19th leading sacker in the NFL. People say he's not an elite sack specialist. He's not a great defensive end. He's not great. He's not a sack artist. There are 18 guys in the entire league out of 32 teams that have more sacks than he has since 2022. Since 2022, he's number 19 with 30.5 sacks in his young career. And he's only 25. So knock it off. Please show some respect on these guys. Okay? And this last thing I wanted to share with you guys, I'll go into your thing there in a second, Cole. And Latina Assassin is saying, or Latin Assassin is saying Evan Ingram. I got a better one for you, but we'll look at them both. Adam Best was mentioning today. Kudos to Adam. Shout out. He does like good comments and, has good ideas and thoughts. Sometimes I agree, sometimes I don't, but we don't have to agree. But he was talking about pressures and how Chris Jones makes a lot of his pressures matter. To which I said, at some point you got to put a guy on the ground. Tackles and sacks matter too. Stats do matter. I don't care how much pressure you think the guy's creating. You can pressure a quarterback, he can still throw a touchdown. Just look at Patrick Mahomes' footage. How many times he's getting pressured and he throws 6. But what are the stats on George with pressures? George Karlaftis has established himself as a premier pass rusher for the Kansas City Chiefs, consistently maintaining a high pressure rate that ranks among the NFL's top defensive ends. So even in the fictitious stats that nerds created, he's near the quarterback a lot. I don't care if you're not putting the quarterback on the ground. I feel the same way about pressure stats, pressure percentage, as they do almost as bad about when people talk about turnover-worthy plays by Patrick Mahomes. I go, did he turn over the ball? No, but he could, but he didn't turn it over, right? So I don't care about if it's turnover-worthy. He made a play. So take your fantastical stats and knock it off. Now, going to tape, let's look at Kenyon Sadiq. Highlights. And we'll compare him to Latin Assassin's Evan Ingram. But let's look at Kenyon first. Look at that photo. What a beast. I watched him run his 40 and I was like, imagine if that guy was a running back. He's a monster. Oh my gosh. But let's check it out after these ladies are done with their partial commercial. Okay. Come on, Oregon Duck. What do you got? Guy's definitely a beast. He's so thick it makes him look shorter than he is. That's the problem that I was having watching him, trying to gauge what he can be and what he is. He's so thick too; it makes him look shorter. Him and Royer for the Cincinnati Bengals are both. He's bigger, obviously. Kenyon's bigger, or thicker and leaner. But they're both thick guys, thick cut guys. They both wear their pants above their knees. They look like the same kind of style of player. Kenyon just got more burst. Cross face. Touchdown back of the end zone. Nice. Back corner. Thank you. Okay. That's on Kenyon. We'll come back and look at it in a second. Let's go put this down here. Come here. And we're going to go ahead and look at Kenyon Sadiq Combine. See what his combine numbers were again. Special report fast. 6'3", 241 pounds, 31.5-inch arms, 10-inch hands, and he ran a 4.39. Just blazing. Look at this dude. He's yoked. Thick dude. Fast and strong. Big broad jump. Big vertical leap. Strong on the bench press. All-round athlete. Watch one more time. It's just he's so thick it makes him look smaller than he is. It makes him look shorter. Now your comp was Melvin Ingram. Or sorry, Evan Ingram. My bad. Not the defensive end. The tight end. Let's go here. Evan Ingram, I think it is spelled. Combine results. Boom. So Evan was same height. They're comparing him to Trey McBride. Sadiq's a little bit thicker. I figured that. His arms are 2 inches shorter than Evan Ingram's, and their hands are the same size. Evan ran 4.42. Sadiq ran a 3.39. But Evan's split is 0.02 of a second faster. Sadiq kills him on vertical leap, kills him on broad jump, kills him on bench press. So definitely a more developed athlete. He says will become a good starter within 2 years. This one says, it doesn't say, but it's, oh, there you go. Will become a good starter within 2 years. Same thing. 6.4, 6.42 on the athletic profile. 80, 95, 93, 86, 89, 93. So there you go. And they compared him to Jordan Reed. I think Evans had an up and down career, but I think Sadiq could be pretty interesting coming out of the gate. Let's check one more guy. Let's look at Vernon Davis combine. Bonk. 6'3", 254, so bigger than both of them. Arms are right in between. Hands, he's got the smallest hands of the three of them by a lot, by 1 3/4 inches. 1/10 of a second slower than Sadiq. His split's faster. Vert's just a little bit lower. Broad's just a little bit lower. But he's the strongest bench press of the three of them as well. Best athletic scores all the way around. They don't have a comp for him because he was a freak back then. Let's look at Evan Ingram highlights and Vernon's, and then we'll call it a day. Okay, 25-26 season. Let's look at the latest stuff. So many commercial pop-ups. Great to have you guys in the chat tonight. Oh, who do I compare Mike Washington Jr. to? You didn't see Latin Assassin? I did the video comparison. Before we show Evan Ingram, I'll show you really quickly. Let's watch. Oh, I gotta press play on this. Mute her. 3, 2, 1. Get off. Okay, let's watch Just a little bit of Mike Washington again. Here he's catching the ball in the backfield. Okay, that was a quick one. Speaking of quick, out the gate, speed, one cut, gone. Big guy. A little over 6'1", 225, 223. Cut. His 4.3 speed translates. His combine speed translates to the field. Look at this guy go. When he hits the gas pedal, we got to get that Texas play in there for you, though. Look at that. Here it is. Boom. Get off me. And then runs it all the way in. So I watched his tape, and he catches the ball nicely out of the backfield. I don't mind that at all. Not quite Jeremiah Love, but it's pretty good for a big dude. Just speed. Just speed and power. Grind it, get it in there. One more play. Look at this. Look at this play. Just muck. Off, middle, high step, stiff arm, up the sideline, get a bunch of yards, stiff arm into the ground. I was watching a bunch of guys' tape, and I watched. I'm like, who's remind me of? And this is who I found. Number 34 for your Oregon State Beavers. Remember him? Inch taller, 8 or 10 pounds heavier. Very similar style. Steven Jackson. That's who Mike Washington Jr. reminds me of. Let me know what you think, Latin Assassin. Just the way they're built, the length. Little stutter steps, jumping over guys' arm tackle, busting through arm tackles. He's a beast, yeah. He was a beast. Remember him? Waited around, thought the Cowboys were going to take him. What do you do? He became the leading rusher in Rams history 3 Pro Bowls later. So, yeah, I would take a guy that comps out to be Steven Jackson 2.0. So if you didn't see the tape, I'll just show you real quick. I won't show you the tape, but the comps, I had Jonah Coleman, 5'8", 220. Coming out as this day and age is Maurice Jones-Drew, 5'7", 207. Very similar running styles. Both missed. I called Jonah Coleman Mr. Contact Bounce, and that was what Jones-Drew was all about. Bouncing off people, you get extra yards. You getting touchdowns if you didn't man them up. Look at him, just bounce off. Go. That's Jones-Drew. Stiff arms to the ground. And then here's Jonah Coleman. Let's go back on that play. Watch this. Cuts, jump cut, get off me. Stiff arm, get off me. More yards. Very similar style. He's about 10, 12 pounds heavier than Jones-Drew was. Just a pinball. And the last one I had was, Jeremiah Love. As I said, Jeremiah Love, I watch him play, and I just see Marcus Allen all over his game. Catch, speed, jump cuts, run through arm tackles. Don't let him get a good clean hit on you. That's Marcus Allen all day. Let's see what you got. Handoff, jump cut, speed, get off me. Makes it look effortless. Like, that's what I love. But that's what I'm saying. You're not going to pass up Marcus Allen 2.0. It would make no sense. But let's take a look at some of Melvin Ingram's game. This is Evan Ingram, sorry. Play action fake. Pass. Caught. Stay on your feet. Touchdown. This was his last season for the Donkeys here. Catch the ball in the backfield. Get upfield. He's getting more wide open looks than Sadiq seemed to get. I think Sadiq was a big part of the defensive package to cover him. Caught, break a little bit of a tackle. Let's watch Kenyon Sadiq again. A little more of his tape. Breaks the tackle, boom. Bounce off people. His helmet touched the ground. That'd be a tackle. Unless he's in the end zone. Let's just get behind everybody. Let me just go up and get it. 6'3" and change. 240 and change. Strong, fast, can jump out of the building. Okay, I don't want to see more of that stuff. I want to see you run plays. He's good at the screen passes too. Nice hurdle. Here he's blocking right here. Get on the ground. Nope, you're not doing anything. You're gonna just buries the dude. Oh my gosh. Come on, dude. He's a baller for sure. Diving out there for that would be a touchdown in the pros. Let's go back and watch a little more Melvin Ingram real quick, and then we'll look at some Vernon Davis and call it. Actually, we'll look at some Vernon Davis, then we'll just pull up some Larry Johnson for old time's sake, just because you mentioned him. So athleticism-wise, I kind of like Sadiq a little better than Ingram. And I like Ingram coming out. Okay, but let's look at Vernon Davis real quick. Davis. Highlights. Javi commercial. 3, 2, skip-a-roo. Mr. Can't win with him, can't win, can't coach him, can't win with him. Okay. Let's do a little. That looks like Jeremiah Love there. Over the shoulder. Caught. Remember, he had a number of games where he put the ball on the ground too. Vernon Davis early on. He had to get his focus right. So Vernon looked a little bulkier. More like Sadiq that way, but I think Sadiq's got quicker cuts. And he's got more straight line speed, but Vernon was plenty fast. So let's park him right in the middle. Let's say a little Vernon Davis, a little Evan Ingram. Nothing wrong with that combo. Kenyon Sadiq, you beast. Boom, touchdown. That game was sick. Alex Smith balled out in that game. Doof. Alex did not get the love he deserved, man. Vernon crying, thanking Jim Harbaugh for believing in him. Okay. Let's go just a little bit of Larry just for fun. I haven't looked at Larry Johnson highlights in forever. Okay, here we go. Down the rabbit hole. All right. Career highlights. What do you got, Larry? Better not be still photos. There you go. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, Larry was Mr. Long Run for sure. Cut. Yeah, I see a bit of that too. Let's see. Toss. Speed. Man. Jump cut, spin. It's fine. So yeah, maybe a little Larry. I think he's closer to Steven though. I think his upright style. He's a little more upright than Larry. Similar size though. I don't know, what was Larry's combine results? Did he run a 4.3? Or was he a 4.4's guy? Little moves. He puts little moves on people at least. 27. I had such high hopes for him. I thought he was going to do a lot more years with us. Herm kind of wasted that one playoff year when he didn't want to run him at Bob Sanders. I was like, what are you talking about? Run him right at Bob Sanders and bust his shoulder again and get him out of the football game. Oh, come on. Let's try that again. Larry Johnson. Combine. NFL Combine. Let's see here. Yeah, about the same height and size. 6'1", 228. 4.55. Bench 19 reps. Yeah. He's about a 4.55 guy. See what AI says. AI finds for us. Yeah, he's in the 4.55s. 19 reps on the bench. 6'1", 228. And Mike was 6'1", 223. Probably play around 228, 230. 6'1", 33.5 inch arms. That's big. That's good. He doesn't have his bench here, but his speed, 4.33, is crazy. It's crazy. Let's go back to the main screen real quick before I go. Guys, we've said and covered it all, I think. Kudos to Trent McDuffie. Congratulations on your new deal, the new team. Hopefully they renegotiate your contract right away for you, make you the highest paid corner in the league, so we can say, see, we weren't going to give him $30 million. Couldn't do it. Congratulations to Jawan Taylor to get to try out his free agency and make some cash. Very well could end up on the same team as Trent McDuffie. They're looking for a right tackle to replace Rob Havenstein. If it happens, you're already here first. We needed some depth pieces. We need a couple of studs. Jeremiah Love, somebody like a Hakeem Metzador, or even maybe a Malachi Lawrence, somebody later in the draft. There's a lot of guys in this draft in the first 3 or 4 rounds that could really contribute to this Chiefs roster. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we do more trading. Let's see if we trade up. Let's see if we trade back. Hopefully we don't reach, but you know he's Brett got to reach Veach. Every draft there's one guy he goes up and gets, and we're like, Wanya Morris? You traded up for, okay. Like, what? Dumbfounded. But it is what it is. They're getting paid the big bucks to do it. Let's hope they do it right. And lastly, but not least, to Nick Wright and all the pundits out there who are still questioning Patrick Mahomes coming back week 1. The bar is set. Joe Burrow tore multiple ligaments in his knee, 3 of them, and meniscus damage, and had his surgery 1 week on the calendar year before Patrick Mahomes in December. Different season, obviously. He was back throwing the ball around May or June, and he was back in full practices end of June, early July, and he played week 1. And all they did that year was knock us off in the AFC Championship in Arrowhead. So the basement goal for Patrick Mahomes is AFC Championship, win it. Do what Joe Burrow did and nothing less, and maybe more. So you can count him out if you want. You can say maybe he won't be back till week 6 if you want. Nick Wright, this is akin to, this is the first time I've seen you this down on him since the draft. And people were questioning, I don't know, I'm not sure. Maybe a year or 2. I don't want to wait in the cookies. Chris Carter and Shannon Sharp were not in his camp when he first got drafted, with the idea of taking him in the first round. But that was then. Patrick Mahomes is now. I think the same can be said for Jeremiah Love. We'll see what happens. Until then, as always, go Chiefs.